the millions around the world have waited for.
We will allow you to enjoy all of this. They are dancing in the pubs of Dublin. Harrington with an ace.
And we have a shining star at sunset. Rory continues his run to greatness.
The return to glory.
Hello and welcome to a sunny Athlone Golf Club for the AIG Men's and Women's Junior Cup Finals. We are here on the 10th tee just behind us, and the very first of the 5 Women's Junior Cup matches have just made their way onto the 9th green. What we'll do before we begin our coverage, all of our coverage, of course, is brought to you by AIG, who are a proud partner of Golf Ireland and have been for over 25 years. Golf Ireland members can get an additional 10% off of your car insurance when you go visit aig.ie. So what we'll do now is a quick update on scores as play looks set to reach us, actually here on the 10th tee. The finals of the Women's AIG Junior Cup All-Ireland Final is made up between Rockmount and Powerscourt. So in match number 1 for Rockmount is Jan Lindsay, and she is at a stance for a scoring that we have. She's 1 up through 6 holes. We will get updated scoring now through 9 holes. She is playing against Sarah McCooey of Powerscourt. Match number 2, Powerscourt lead 3 up through 6 holes. Margaret Worrell is playing against Andrea Watson. Match number 3 is all square between Linda Booth of Powerscourt and Abby Poole. Match number 4, Rockmount Alexandria Poole is up 2 up against Annie O'Neill. And in the final match, Ciara Agnew and Maeve Candwell are all square through 3 holes. So we will have updated scoring for you primarily for this from this first match. What we're going to do in terms of coverage is we will follow this first match for the 10th hole and 11th tee shot. Then we will follow the second match for another hole, third match for another hole, 4th match for another hole, 5th match for another hole, and then we will come back here to the 9th, 10th holes for the men's AIG Junior Cup Finals and follow that coverage all the way through the back 9. So it looks as though things are going to get tidied up here on the 9th green, and just over to our left is the 7th hole, but play has concluded there on the 9th green, and the very first match, which is Jan Lindsay of Rockmount against Sarah McCooey of Powerscourt, are making their way over to the 10th tee here, which is just behind me here. So we will capture that, and I will go and get updated scoring for you in just a moment. So updated scoring as we have it is Jan Lindsay of Rockmount is 2 up through 9 holes over Powerscourt's Sarah McCooey. So for people watching at home, just for being able to differentiate players, Jan Lindsay here has the visor on and is wearing a navy skirt, and Sarah McCooey of Powerscourt is wearing the baseball cap and a black skirt. So Jan Lindsay there hitting 3 wood. This par 3 10th hole is 156 meters for the women's tees. Sarah McCooey also going with 3 wood. So playing about 173 yards, 156 meters. with 3 woods off the tee. Sarah McCooey now. She's just lining herself up. It's 158 yards to the front of this hole. Pin is in the middle of the green. And that's starting on the right hand side. It was a good shot, right hand side of the green. Might have bended on up. But we're going to follow coverage of this group for the next hole and a half as we then do a hole with each group. So we have feature coverage for this group here between Sarah McCooey and John Lindsay. And then we will join up with the second group, third group, fourth group, and final group of the Women's Junior Cup. And then we will move on over to the Men's Junior Cup final as well. It's a lovely sunny day. I say, I'll get the exact temperature because it's hot. It's not a great day to be wearing a hoodie, but sure, here we are. What can you do? Been told 23 degrees in Athlone by very reliable Apple weather. The semi-finals for the men's and women's junior cup was on this morning, and playing in those matches from the women's side in the semi-final was Malone, who lost out to Rockmount, obviously, and Fota Island, who came up short to Paris Court. So 4 great clubs, and unfortunately there can only be one winner at the end of the day, but it'll be a good spectacle from both the men's and women's side. In the semi-finals, Athlone were playing Dundalk and Monkstown were playing Abbey Leaks. And the final of the men's, for people that may not know, is Athlone versus Abbey Leaks. It's a nice shot by John of Rockmount, just to the right-hand side of the green. And Sarah McCooey's shot, you can see here now, is just held up on the right-hand side. Just missed out in the green, but it sat up nicely in the rough. Should be able to get any kind of club on this, to be honest with you. She can get, caddy's handed her a wedge. Unfortunately, John Lindsay's shot for Rockmount fell off to the right hand side and has run down to a little runoff area. It's a great touch there by Sarah McCooey. Little bump and run, giving herself 2.5 foot for her par. But it's a very nice touch there. John Lindsay here now, just going with putter from off the green. And that's a good effort as well. A little bit more left on that than what Sarah McCooey has for her par. That, of course, was for John's third shot. John still now has the honours, as far as I can tell. Sarah McCooey of Paris Court is up first to make her par. If she makes this now, she's eaten into that 2 down lead. And it's very nice. It's a super up and down. It's a very nice par. And Paris court move back to just one down, 2 holes now. What we're going to do is we're going to follow this group as they tee off on the 11th hole. And then we'll wait for match number 2 to come up to us. And we'll follow them for the 11th hole onwards. So a lovely up and down there by Sarah McCooey to bring the match back to 1 down against Jan Lindsay of Rockmount. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. We'll be back to you with live coverage in just 2 minutes. Ad break. And Sarah McCooey there with a brilliant up and down has reduced the deficit in half. So now power score to just 1 down through 9. It's a super drive. Draw right down the middle of the fairway. That's a fantastic shot there by Sarah McCooey. Up now is John Lindsay. John Lindsay for Rockmount Golf Club. And she's pulled that a little bit. And John Lindsay just pulled that now down to the left hand side of the fairway, so that's gone into the rough. So we're going to leave match number 1 here now, and that is Jan Lindsay, who is currently 1 up now through 10 holes over Paris Court's Sarah McCooey. What we're going to do is we're going to try and we might move over into the shade a little bit over here as we're going to join match number 2, which is Rockmount's Andrea Watson versus Paris Court's Margaret Worrell. Apologies for any kind of mispronunciations of surnames, But as we have it in terms of scoring right now, Margaret and Paris Court are 3 up through 6 holes at the latest. Scoring will be updated as they finish the 9th hole there now. But we will just go up to just behind 10 green. What we might do is we'll take one quick ad break until play finishes out here on the and so both players have teed off here now in match number 2 between Andrea Watson of Rockmount and Margaret Worrell of Paris Square Golf Club. The first person to tee off, who was just teed off just during the outbreak, was Andrea Watson of Rockmount. Margaret there, she just teed off second. So we have updated scoring in match number 2 for you guys at home. So in the Women's Junior Cup, the AIG Women's Junior Cup are in the final. Match number 2, Margaret Worrell is 5 up through 9 holes for Paris Court over Rockmount's Andrea Watson. So healthy lead here in match number 2. We have an other update scoring, except for the fact that we know that in match number 1, Rockmount is 1 up. Jan Lindsay is 1 up over Sarah McCooey, but a healthy lead here for Margaret Worrell. As she can see at these next few holes, finish her match early and we'll be able to go and support her teammates as it looks pretty neck and neck right now between the two teams as to who's going to crown the AIG Women's Champion. We can see on the right hand side of our shot there, Margaret Worrell walking over to her ball, which came up just short left, so she got tricky chip over a bunker to this pin. Everything's going to run away from her. And as you can see from here, she really does not want to throw this too far, because if that goes past the pin at all, really, that golf ball is going to run off the green and down to that runoff on the left-hand side. Conversely to that, Andrea Watson of Rockmount has an uphill chip again. Came up quite a bit short of the bunker and off the green, but chip up over the bunker. So again, missing anything to the right here will not be ideal. There's a bit of a ridge in front of her between the flag Then as she landed on top of that, the ball will roll down nicely toward the hole. Again, this hole from the women's tees, from the red tees, forward tees, playing at 173 yards. This needs to go. That might have just crept onto the front edge of the green. It's hard to see from this position here where we are. But Margaret Worrell now for Paracourt has the opportunity to extend her lead further, you have to think. Pretty straightforward chip. Carry it over the bunker. Once it reaches onto that green, the ball looks like it should fall toward the flag. Again, like we're saying, the risk is just throwing it too far. That's a good shot, though. It's exactly, perfect where she needed to land that. She left herself 8 foot there for par. Great opportunity to extend this lead further. Our plans for coverage for people at home is we will be following this match now from the 10th green, which is where we are currently, all the way down the 11th hole. The 11th hole, which is a par 4. Measuring out at 340 yards. Oh, that was a great roll there. Good attempt by Andrea Watson, but just rolls out to a little bit above beyond 3 foot. So this for her bogey. She's just going to mark it there now as Margaret Worrell has 9 foot putt, I say, for her par. This putt should fall to her right a little bit. It does, and she misses it low, but that should be conceded. It is not. Okay. So, Andrea Watson now, this here for her bogey, her 4th shot on this par 3. Again, she'll have seen what'll happen here. This will fall to her left now. Uphill putt. And she tidies up. Being conceded in this match. There's maybe 5 inches in this one. So, there we go. Tapped in. So tied in 4s. So we're going to make our way down to the 11th tee box here. So we will make our way down to the 11th tee box where we will join this group where Margaret Worrell has a healthy enough lead so far over Rockmount. So the 11th hole is a par 4, as we were saying, measuring. We'll go through the details on that when we get down to the tee box just here. How are you? Chats somewhere. But the 11th hole is a par 4, as we were saying, and from the red tees is measuring out at 303 meters. So we'll call that 339, 340 yards from these red tees. The fairway cambers from left to right, so the safe play is to miss or to place your tee shot on the left hand side of the fairway. Otherwise, your second shot, you can have the ball below your feet. Just short of the green, from about 70 yards or so to the middle of the green, the hazard comes into play on the right hand side. The hazard comes in and comes all the way around the right hand side to the back of the green. So again, all the way throughout this entire hole, the play is to play along the left hand side because you have out of bounds all along the right, which then leads into a hazard. So right is dead. It's match number 2 between Margaret and Andrea. Remains 5 up through 10 holes now for Margaret Worrell of Paris Court. Healthy lead, and she's not camera shy. And we're good to go. Okay, a little bit of a drop kick there for Margaret, but it's all right. It's a long par 4 anyway. So Margaret's aware of the camera here now. So Andrea Watson for her tee shot. She's set up for the fade. And she has exactly done that. Lovely fade right down the middle of the fairway. So our plan is to follow this group for this 11th hole, all the way up to the 11th green. And then we'll wait for match number 3. Match number 3, which is Abby Poole of Rockmount against Linda Booth of Paris Court. Wait for that match number 3 to come up and join us on 11 green to 12 tee box. Tell you what, this was a terrible idea to wear a hoodie in 23 degrees. I am boiling. Even trousers was an awful idea. But it hasn't been the greatest of summers in Ireland, as you all know. But the sun has come out for the AIG Junior Cup finals. So everyone is delighted today. So first to play here now will be Andrea. Always gonna have a quick look for the golf ball here. Now for Margaret's golf ball. Golf ball's found. It's all good. So first to play here in match number 2 is going to be Andrea Watson of Rockbound Golf Club. We are playing Live Clean in Place here today. So she's just put a tee down to mark the golf ball. She's placed it down in place here now. Picked up the tee. And so Andrea has about 201 yards to the middle of the fairway here. And it's a good, lovely shot. Plays a little fade. It's 187 yards to the front of the green, and that shot has just come up short of that. So 210, 215 yards or so to run out the back of the green and run into that hazard. So nobody wants to be playing with that. Coming up short of the green and chipping up if you can't reach is absolutely the play. And now Margaret with her second shot. She has 187 yards to the back of the green, 171 yards to the middle. The pin is in the middle of the section on the left-hand side of this green. 157 yards to the front of the green. You can see from the camera angle here, just the hazard on the right-hand side comes into play a little bit more. So she's setting up for a cut. And it's another nice shot. Again, just lays up to the front of the green. Very nice shot. I got it. You're all right. Just here?
Yeah, it's sort of in line with it.
There you go. No bother. There you go. There's my roll in today. Done for. You're welcome. Super shot there by Margaret. You can see there just the overhanging tree, the hazard coming into play, all that coming into her eye line directly on line with the flag. So she took all that out of play, wasn't messing around with any of that stuff, played it out to the left hand side of the fairway. It's a safe shot, and now she's got a relatively straightforward. Both players have relatively straightforward chips up the green to a flag, bang smack in the middle of the green. Again, on this green, everything runs down to the right hand side. It's the theme for this hole, really. And so chipping up, playing to the left hand side, favouring the left hand side of the green is the safer play. Gives you a fast putt, faster putt toward the hole, but it is the safest play. First to play in this match for a third shot is going to be Andrea Watson. It's a good chip, as we said. She favoured the left hand side. Comes a bit short. Front left section of the green. But like we were saying, she's messing around with anything to the right hand side of this green. Margaret has just come up 5-6 yards short of this green. She's got a very straightforward chip. And again, just for anyone that's just joining us, Live Clean in Place is in operation here today. So a simple 30-yard chip right up the middle of the green here. It's a super shot. Oh, it's a fantastic shot. Chips it 30 yards, stone dead to about 4 foot. Golf club chip. Andrea Watson here now with her fourth shot. Long range par attempt. And that's run on. Just about a foot or so past. Nothing mad. But again, nothing been given in this match. As she marks that. And Margaret Worrell now with a chance to go 6 up through 11 holes. It'll be some up and down. Lovely chip. And there it is. Margaret Worrell extends her commanding lead to 6 up through 11 holes. So we'll follow this group to hit off their next tee shot, and then we will join group number 3, match number 3, just after this. Super par. I am indeed, yeah. I do, yeah. So as match number 2 makes their way over to the 12th tee box, we were going to take a quick ad break, and then we will join match number 3 on the 11th green, and then we'll follow them for the 12th hole. And match number 3 is Abby Poole of Rockmount, and she is currently 1 up through 9 holes over Powers Court's Linda Booth. But we'll be back to you just after this break. And so that was, of course, match number 2, in which Margaret Worrell of Powerscourt Golf Club is 6 up now through 11 holes over Rockmount's Andrea Watson. A quick scoring update as we wait for match number 3 to come up to us here on the 11th green. As the latest that we have it in terms of scoring for match number 1, John Lindsay is 2 up through 12 holes over Sarah McCooey. Match number 2, we know Margaret Worrell is 6 up through 11 holes over Andrea Watson. Match number 3 through 9 holes, although we are waiting on match number 3 to come to us here on the 11th hole. Abby Poole is 1 up through 9 holes over Linda Booth. In match number 4, Alexandra Poole is 2 up through 9 holes over Annie O'Neill. You've got to think that the two Poole names on Rockmount are in some way, shape, or form related. We will get confirmation on the exact relationship for you as soon as I have it. And then match number 5, the final match of the day for the Women's AIG Junior Cup. Powerscourt's Maeve Cantwell is 1 up through 6 holes over Kira Agnew. Now, that score might be a little bit outdated, as we think that nearly all matches are through the front 9 and into the back 9. But once you have confirmed scoring on all of those, we will have them to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, you have this lovely shot of the 11th green with the AIG flag in the pin. It's a centre back pin, I think we'd be safe to call it, but a super chip shot there, as you saw earlier on, by Margaret Worrell to get up and down for her par. And she has now that commanding lead, as she is 6 up through 11 holes. But overall, the scores are Powerscourt are up in 2 matches. Rockmount are up in 3 matches. The most commanding lead of the course comes in match number 2, with Powerscourt's Margaret Worrell being 6 up. And match number 3 looks like it is going to be match number 3 and 5, as far as we are aware, look to be the 2 deciding matches, as the leads are just 1 up either way. Linda Booth earlier in her match was down by about 2, possibly 3 at one point. She managed to claw back to all square, and now it is back down to 1 down through against Abby Poole. But the players are on the 11th tee box now. It is the 11th tee box that they're on, so they'll be making their way up to us. So in the interim, please enjoy this beautiful shot of the 11th green as we await play to come up to us. We will join the players on the 11th fairway as they're just about to tee off now. So, match number 3, which is, of course, the match between Abby Poole of Rockmount Golf Club, who is currently 1-up over Paris Court's Linda Booth, is approaching us here now on the 11th hole. Abby Poole hit her second shot there. She was on the right-hand side of the fairway, similar enough to where we saw Margaret Worrell just a few moments ago. She played out here to her left-hand side of the fairway. I was there on our right side as we look back up. And so it looks as though Linda Booth, who has gone into the rough down here on the left-hand side of the fairway, our right, is looking to, she's gonna have to play a bit of a hook, as that those trees are just coming into her play a little bit, which is really not the miss, to be honest with you, because if she doesn't draw the golf ball back enough, she's bringing that hazard on the right side into play. So she just steps over it. Okay, obviously she must cut that one a little bit heavy, but she's played out there now fine to the middle of the fairway. Both players have played their second shots, and both players have about 80 to 90 yards to play in. It will be Linda Booth who will be first to play. She's about 70 to 80 yards to the flag. Again, the flag is perched on the center back of the green, favoring the left-hand side a little bit. Again, as I was saying earlier on, that's just the order of business for today on this hole. Right is pretty much, it's not pretty much dead. Right is dead throughout this entire hole. It'll be all the way up the fairway, and then the hazard, which wraps around the green from the right-hand side and around the back. So that is absolutely the safer play. Linda Booth here, first to play. As we said already, lift, clean, and place is in operation. And geez, the group behind hit a tee shot, and that only came up about 15, 20 yards short of Linda Booth. So the group behind are certainly playing very fast. If that's your teammate hitting into you now, you wouldn't thank them for that. But Linda Booth lining up her shot. Wedge in hand, again a little on the heavy side, and that has come up short of the green. She won't be too pleased with that, as she has continued to open the door to Abby Poole for Abby to extend her lead even further. As we were saying earlier on, Power Court are in the white and black. Rockmount are in the white and navy. So Abby here with the pink shoes. Tina hitting her third shot now. She's played that in nicely. So pitched about 10 foot past the hole, rolled down. So she's got about 20 foot for her par. As Linda Booth has a little bit of work to do now to not let this game get away from her too much. Scores there that it is still 1-up to Rockmount. Abby Poole there with a 1-up lead. So Linda Booth now really has to get up and down from here to save her bogey and to apply any kind of pressure on Abby Poole. She's thrown that a long way. That's rolled out. And that's probably rolled out to about 12 to 15 foot past the hole. So not quite the full amount of pressure that you would have hoped to apply to Abby Poole. But we shall see what happens here. Abby Poole, we have confirmation that Abby is 1-up in her match over Linda Booth through 10 holes. 11th. Abby is first to putt here now. So this putt is a little bit of a slope on her left-hand side. So this ball is going to fall ever so slightly from her left to right. But there's not a huge amount in this breaker. Abby Poole now for her par. And that has just missed low. That was her par putt. The bogey is conceded. And so Linda Booth now has this 12-foot putt for her bogey to have the hole and to remain just one down against Rockmount's. So again, similar break on this putt for Linda Booth. It'll fall from her left or right slightly. It's a fast enough putt as this entire green falls from back to front. It's a confident stroke. It's a super bogey save, and the hole is halved in fives. So we are going to move on with this group now to the 12th hole. How are you? Good to see you. Linda, how are you? So we're going to continue on with this group now for the 12th hole. Update on one of the scores. The second match has concluded, and it is a 7-6 win for Margaret Worrell. So first points onward have been scored for. As we have any more confirmed score updates for you, we'll have them as soon as possible. Update on scoring in the final match as well. Kira Agnew and Maeve Cantwell are all square through 9 holes. So as we're saying, match number 3 and match number 5 are very important matches in the overall tide of this championship, as Paris Court, with a dominant win, it has to be said, in match number 2, has won 7-6. Congratulations to Margaret Worrell. So 2 super tee shots there. Linda Booth. A tricky enough second shot, to be honest. The ball will be a little bit below her feet. So that'll obviously enforce a left to right or a bit of a cut shot. But both players in good position. And it's a tight match. Like we've been saying all day, this match and match number 5 are going to be the deciders. As they're very nip tuck, these games, but it's great to watch. Very, 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 very good golf. This 12th hole, significant amount of elevation. As we can see, the fairway drops from left to right throughout. So the tendency is on the right hand side of this hole, because you can off the green here is a big, which will prevent any player from missing the left hand side of the screen and just forcing you to play out to the right hand side a bit more. But it's a true 2-3 shot hole, as from the red tees, the 12th hole is playing 374 meters. Three wood in hand here now for Linda Booth. Linda has 264. Linda has 264 yards to the middle of the green. This is a narrow green as well, with everything falling off to the right hand side. It's a great strike. Right down the middle of the fairway. But as you can see there, big aggressive bounce, pretty much 90 degrees to the left, to the right, as the fairway just cambers all the way down from left to right. But super shot. But it'll be a uphill shot into a narrow green for Linda. Abby Poole here now has 220 yards to the middle of the green. She takes an iron in hand and she's just playing to a number. But again, you can see there, play it right down the middle of the green, right of the fairway, and it's fallen off down to the right hand side. There's no way of being able to hold the left hand side of this fairway. Everything just bounds on down to the right hand side. Get my steps in today. Love to see it. Wife would be thrilled. So both players within very close position of each other for their third shots into this narrow green. So you can see there, pinches up on the front of this green where the pin is located. Then it widens out a little bit toward the back. But a tough green to hit, tough green to hold, particularly when these players are this far below the green. We need to get the golf ball up in the air pretty quickly and get it to stop very, very fast as well. Linda Booth, first to play here. So Linda has about 96 yards to this green. The wind has just got up. It's straight downwind now. It's a good. That's just missed the green to the left hand side there. Tough bounce. I kicked left and just off the green to the left hand side. Up now is Abby Pull with her third shot. Lofted wedge in hand. She's about 10 yards closer than what Linda was, so she's about 85 yards. Ball below her feet, tricky shot. And I think both players have gone to. Oh, there's an applause there for Abby Pull, so that must have held the green on the left hand side. So Abby here might appear has the advantage to extend her lead over Power Court's Linda Booth. Okay, you can see there that Abby Pools there, middle of the green, just over a little bit of a collar as Linda Booth's ball just kicked left, just into that rough first cut to the left hand side of the hole. A tough, fast shot to put for both players. If Linda's win putting this, I'd be taking putter. So Linda Booth here now, going with her putter. This is the safe play, to be honest. Just get it onto the green, let gravity do its work. It's all going to fall from her left to right down this bank toward the hole. The risk is that it'll run away from it then with a lovely touch. That's a super touch. Just rolling 2, maybe 3 foot beyond the hole. So a super fourth shot there by Abby Poole. By Linda Booth, apologies. Now Abby Poole has her birdie attempt. It's all going to fall from her right to left. There's going to be a fair bit of swing on this putt. You can see she aimed quite a bit out. And that's a very good roll. Just kisses the left edge. In the booth, I was mistaken. Hers run on a little bit more than Abby Poole's. So Linda Booth here now for her par to maintain just the 1 down deficit to Abbey Pool at Rockman Golf Club. And it's a great par. She makes her par, and those players are going to move on. What we are going to do is we're going to take a quick ad break, and then we'll join you with match number 4, which is Alexandria Poole, who's playing Power Sports Annie O'Neill. Okay, so Linda Booth here is just going to hit a provisional tee shot on the 13th hole. Okay, and green flag there for the Boots provisional tee shot. And match number 3 there now is going to head off down the 13th hole. And we will rejoin the action after this quick commercial break with match number 4, which is Alexandria Poole, who is currently 2 up through 9 holes over Annie O'Neill. So we'll get an update on scoring for you and join live coverage after the break. Okay, so we are back and we are just waiting for match number 4, which is Alexandria Poole versus Annie O'Neill. Alexandria Poole, obviously from Rockmount Golf Club. She is a sister, I believe, of Abby Poole. So the family duo taking on Pariscourt Golf Club very, very nicely and doing very well by all accounts. So scoring that we have for the 5 matches overall is Rockmount are 1 up in the first match. Jan Lindsay is 1 up through 15 holes over Paris Court's Sarah McCooey. Match number 2, we know Margaret Worrell of Paris Court had a dominant 7-6 win over Andrea Watson. Match number 3, Abby Poole is 3 up through 12 over Linda Booth. I'm not too sure on that scoring, but 3 up through 12 is what that is saying. In match number 4 here, Alexandria Poole 2 up through 9. We will get updated scoring as they are approaching us now over Paris Court's Annie O'Neill. And in the final match, the latest scoring we have on that is that Kira Agnew and Maeve Cantwell are all square through 9 holes. So you can see here, Alexandria Poole and Annie O'Neill just making their way up to the 13th tee box. The 13th is a par 5 for the women today, playing as a par 4 for the men. It is 360 meters, but it's a hole where you're going to have to place your golf shots a bit more than overpowering the hole in any way. So I'm going to step out a shot here, and you're going to stay there. And you can just see match number 4 here now. So match number 4 here is just waiting on the match ahead of them to clear out of the driving position. Wardens or volunteers are just making sure that it is safe for players to tee off here. As you saw, Linda Booth from Paris Court was just, she hit a provisional, so she's probably just looking for her first shot here. Whilst we are waiting, what I will do is we'll give you an update on scoring in the men's AIG Junior Cup All-Ireland final. In match number 1 between Athenry and Abbey Leaks, match number 1, Fergal Coyle is 2 up through 9 holes over Cathal Phelan. Match number 2 in Athenry's Kieran Coughlin is 2 up through 6 over Abbey Leaks' Enda Rowland. Match number 3, Jamie Holland of Athenry is 4 up through 6 holes over Cian Purcell. And in match number 5, Athenry's Nathan Mullins is 4 up through 6 holes over Owen Fennelly. And the final match, Brendan Dunn, not Bernard Dunn, not the boxer, Brendan Dunn and James Deegan are all square through 6 holes. So we actually have an update on that scoring. And in the second match, it is now back to all square. So Athenry are up in 3 matches, and then it is all square in the other 2. So Athenry with a healthy enough lead in that championship at the moment, but action is underway here in the women's match. And updated scoring for you is Alexandra Poole is 3 up through 12 holes over Annie O'Neill. Also, Annie O'Neill of Paris Court is the first to tee off here with the Bubba Watson pink driver. Love to see it. And it's a lovely tee shot right down the middle. Started on the left-hand side and just cuts back. Very nice shot. And Alexandra Poole here taking a hybrid off the tee. She hits the golf ball a very long way. And it's gone down the middle of the fairway. Lovely little draw. And that is fantastic. Great tee shot. So we're going to take another quick ad break. Just a reminder that all of our coverage is brought to you by AIG, who are a proud partner of Golf Ireland and have been for 25 years. Golf Ireland members can get an additional 10% on their car insurance when you go and visit AIG.ie. We will take a quick ad break and then we'll be back to you with this 4th match. And very quickly, we'll be moving over to the men's Junior Cup finals. Ian gets there. Yeah, pretty good.
This exposure, I think.
A little dark. And a super second shot in there by Alexander Poole. Both players in great position. And that's unfortunate for Annie O'Neill, but it's scuttled his way up to the top of that hill. We're going to continue on up and down the mountains that are the 13th fairway. We've got it's a super hole, brilliant, fantastic vistas, as you can see from the camera there. But we will follow this championship, the AIG Women's Junior Cup All-Ireland Final, through to the end of this hole, as we will then join up with the Men's Junior Cup Finals on the 11th or 12th hole of their championship, and we'll follow them all the way in. So we'll get to know this 13th hole quite well as we drive around it once more and show you just some of the beautiful vistas that are on offer. So we are just waiting for match number 3 to finish out here on the 13th hole, just in front of us, as Annie O'Neill looks set to play her third shot in here to the 13th hole. 13th hole, as we were saying, for the women is a par 5. So she's 125 yards to the middle of the green. This pin is on the left-hand side. And now you just pull this a little bit more to the left. In just left of the green. But she'll have what should be a simple enough up and down for her par. Alexander Poole, on the other hand, hit a very impressive second shot down here to the right-hand side of the fairway. She's given herself under 100 yards, under 80 yards really, with 75 to 80 yards for her third shot into this hole. And 75 yards now. Perfect position as she looks to play up the green here. Again, there's a fall off to the back of the flat green just behind the flag. $70 yards to like here. She's got a very lofted wedge in hand. Tugged it a little bit, and that's just gone at the back of the green for her third shot. Alexandra Poole, very unhappy with that. She just pulled a little bit. But both players now with the opportunity or the challenge. Both players now with the opportunity or the challenge to get up and down for their par. Annie O'Neill has to be sad with the easier of the two shots. Alexandra Poole missed in the one place really she couldn't afford to. But Annie O'Neill will just sit and wait. So Alexandra Poole here now, just hitting her fourth shot, taking the putter. So a little bit of a question there. The ball moved in front of Alexandra Poole. She didn't cause it to move, so the power score player is happy for her to play it as it lies. She hits putter off that collar, so a tricky one. You can see there Annie O'Neill had both a wedge and putter in her hand to just see which shot she was going to play, depending upon how tight Alexandra Poole stitched that. But putter in hand here now for Annie O'Neill. She makes this and she drags the game back to 2 down over Rockmount. That's not gonna get there. So both now with testy par putts coming up. Neither of these are within gimme range. You have to concede. It will be Alexandra Poole first to play. In the match just in front of her, we have updated scoring to Abby Poole is just 1 up through 12 over Linda Booth, but I think we saw that lead get stretched to 2. So Alexandra Poole here now. She pushed that and is conceded. So she makes the 6. And Annie O'Neill here now with the opportunity to make par and cut into this 3 down deficit. Oh, it's a good up and down. And Annie O'Neill makes par. So the lead is now 2 up for Alexandra Poole. And we'll move over here to the 12th tee box. Which is just over here. We'll follow this group as they tee off. Then we'll take a quick ad break before joining the men's as they approach us here on the 11th hole. Okay, and so we are just off of 14T with the match number 4 there in the AIG Women's Junior Cup. What we're going to do is take a quick ad break, and then we'll be bringing you live action of the Men's AIG Junior Cup. We'll be joining match number 1 on the 12th hole, and then continuing from 12 all the way through to 18 and following the men's competition to its culmination. And we'll find out who is going to be the 2024 AIG Men's Junior Cup champions. So 3 bars in the V-lock, 3 bars on 2 audio pieces. You can put it down for a minute.
Just talk through.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we are about to join the action from the AIG Men's Junior Cup All-Ireland Final in a few moments. So they are just making their way over to the 12th tee. We will join them on 12th fairway after they hit their tee shots. In match number 1 for the Men's Junior Cup is for Athlone versus Abbey Leaks. Fergal Coyle is currently 2 up through 12 holes. So that match has gone on considerably fast. Match number 2, which is the match that I think that we're going to be joining. Kieran Coughlin is all square against Enda Rowland of Abbey Leaks. Match number 3 for the scoring that we have, Jamie Holland is 4 up through 9 holes over Cian Purcell of Abbey Leaks. Athlone Nathan Mullins is also 4 up through 6 holes over Abbey Leaks' Owen Fennelly. And in the final match, Brendan Dunn is all square through 6 holes against James Deegan, again, of Abbey Leaks. So as it stands at the moment, Athlone are up in 3 matches, up comfortably in 3 matches, it must be said. A lot of golf left to be played, and in the final 2 matches, it is all square. We just have this shot here of the 13th green, where the final match of the Women's Junior Cup Championship is currently playing into. This match, in terms of scoring, between Rockmount and Powerscourt Golf Club, Powerscourt are 1 up. So Maeve Cantwell is currently 1 up against Ciara Agnew. Okay, so in terms of coverage, the first match in the Men's Junior Cup between Fergal and Call is going at a very fast clip. So we're going to wait for them here on 13 green because we hear that they're already on 13 fairway. So there's no point in us trying to catch up with them. They will come to us. I have an update on scoring as we're just watching Powerscourt's Maeve Cantwell. Her putt just rolled past. In match number 2 in the AIG Men's Junior Cup, Abbey Leaks are leading 1 up through 11 holes over Athlone Kieran Coughlin. This is the only match that we have where Abbey Leaks are leading. So a quick update and scoring for you there as we just watch action play out here in the final match of the Women's AIG Junior Cup before we wait for the men to come and join us. and it's a fine putt which just lips out and around. So unfortunately for Maeve Cantwell, that does not go in. So Rock mounts Kira Agnew with the opportunity to bring this match back to all square. And that one slides by. And again, is not being conceded by Maeve Cantwell. Okay, and so coverage now is going to move over to the men's AIG Junior Cup All-Ireland final. And soon tee shots have been played into the 13th hole. The 13th hole is a par 4 for the men, but we'll take a quick ad break and we'll be back to you with live coverage. We're going from the 14th hole all the way through to 18 with the men's coverage, bringing you as many shots as we can. And so we are back here now. The approach shots have been played by the first members of match number 1. I can't quite see who is who because it's a blind approach from our perspective. But one ball went to just a little bit long and right of the green. The 13th hole is playing as a par 4 for the men. I was saying earlier on that it's playing as a par 5 for the women. But it's kind of the halfway point in the live broadcast. It's the halfway point in the broadcast for us. And again, I'm having Roundtree's randoms. This is week number 3 of us essentially begging Roundtrees to get in touch with us in terms of sponsorship, or even just sending me some free jellies. I will take gladly. Thank you very much. But a super approach shot in there to the 13th green. I don't know if you can see that over my shoulder, about 25 foot for their what I can only assume will be their birdie attempt. But in all seriousness, we're going to get back to the coverage. Enough of those Roundtrees jokes. I will have one last jelly though for the road. So for those of you at home watching, Abby Leaks are in the yellow with the green caps, or he's wearing a green cap, but Athlone Ryan are white. Abby Leaks are in yellow. And just confirmation for everyone at home as that ball runs from one end of the green to the other. This is match number 1 in the AIG Men's Junior Cup All Ireland Final. For Athlone in the white is Fergal Coyle, who is currently 2 up through 12 holes over Abby Leaks's Cahill Phelan. So we saw Cahill there for his third shot go from one end of the green to the other. And as Aaron left himself, very tough up and down for his bogey. A reminder again that we are playing lift, clean, and place today. So you will see that throughout the course of play. And that's a super touch there by Cahill Phelan for Abby Leaks. Leaves that just a couple inches to the right of the hole. That has been conceded by Fergal Coyle. But Fergal has this putt now for his birdie. Realistically, he's got 2 putts here to win the hole and extend his lead to 3 up through 13 holes. But the plan of action is to join this group from this 13th hole to the 14th, and they'll join on the 14th hole with match number 2, which is Kieran Coughlin. And that match is just walking off of the 12th green here now. So they're a little bit behind the pace of this very quick match between Fergal and Cahill. Fergal's putt is away, and that rolls quite a bit past. He's giving himself a testy par putt. Virgil Coyle giving this his full attention. And he makes a very nice par putt. So we're going to follow this group on now as he extends his lead to 3 up through 12. And it looks like this could be a convincing enough victory for Athlone Golf Club. But we're going to follow this championship through now. We need to figure out where the next tee box is. So I'll follow the boys. They're walking over this way, so we'll walk this way as well. So there's a little bit of a crossway here going on. So we're just going to wait here for a moment. You can just look at me if you want. But we're just waiting for players to tee off down the 12th hole as we make our way over to the 14 tee box for the men. There's one. Tell you what, we'll take an ad break because it's fascinating as it is to watch me. Just take an ad break. So we're just going to follow this first match here now down the 14th hole of the men's AIG Junior Cup All-Ireland Final. In this match, as you've noticed, wherever you've seen, is Athlone Fergal Coyle playing against Abbey Leaks' Cathal Phelan. Through 13 holes, Fergal is 3 up as the commanding enough lead really seems to continue as Jamie Holland and Nathan Mullins both have healthy 4 up and 5 up leads over Cian Purcell and Owen Fennelly. In match number 2, latest scoring we had was through 11 holes. Abbey Leaks, his Enda Roland was 1 up. In the last match out here, Brendan Dunn and James Deegan are all square through 9 holes. The sun continues to shine down on Athlone Golf Club as play has been of an equally lovely standard. Gorgeously sunny day today. Got very lucky from a golfing and from a broadcasting perspective. This gets a lot tougher when it rains, needless to say. We will stick to this left side of the fairway with Athlone Fergal Coyle as Abbey Leaks' Cathal Phelan is out on the right hand side and has a considerably longer approach shot in to this 14th green than his counterpart does. Cole has about 140 yards to the middle of the green. The pin is tucked on the left hand side, and that might have just missed the right of the green. And Cole is not too pleased with that. We're going to move on up now to Fergal Coyle. Fergal has Fergal has 120 yards, 125 yards to the middle of the green. The pin is tucked, as I said, on the left hand side of the green, the front side portion, close to these bunkers. And that's a nice shot to the middle of the green. Everything was making that ball fall to the left hand side. The ball was a little bit above his feet, but it's a nice shot in there as he continues to maintain command over this match. And a lovely approach in there from Fergal again, who is looking very confident, very comfortable for a young man. And some lovely golf on display across all players, across all matches. There's been some fantastic golf played. Well, I heard that in the semi-finals before coverage even began to win the last match. A member of the Abbey Leaks team chipped in from 64 yards on the par 4 8th hole to win the match and to win the semi-final. So some fantastic golf has been on display all day long and all tournament long as well. comes up a little short of the hole. Gives himself 7 foot for his par. Cahill feeling here with a long range bring it down. I got that flag position completely incorrect from down below in the fairway. This is a back pin up on that pier. So this putt will be tough enough. He'll have to hit it. It'll fall from his left to right as it climbs up the slope. It's a good putt. Leaves himself 2 foot there for his par, but Cahill feeling just ensuring that the ball is marked, making sure he earns his pars. Cahill feeling here now with his par attempt. It'll be a very impressive up and down. It's a good putt. It's a very good par there by Cahill feeling for Abbey Leaks. So all of a sudden the question's being asked of Fergal Coyle. Currently 3 up through 13 holes here on this 14th green. 2 foot, 3 foot slider. And again, this putt is just going to feed from his left to right. He'll be putting alongside his shadow a little bit. It might be distracting. But no problems at all. So your mates 3 up through 14 holes. So we'll follow this group over to the 15th tee box, which is just straight through the green here. And then we'll come back and we will join the next group on the 14th green. So we'll continue on this way. The 15th hole here at Athlone Golf Club is a par 4 measuring out at 296 yards long from the back tees where play is being played from. It's a dogleg from right to left. Driver is not necessarily to play by any means here. Putting yourself into position. You're looking for essentially a 180 to 200 yard club. And you want to hug the left hand side of this fairway as much as possible, cutting it back into the fairway. That's a good safe shot there by Fergal Coyle. Cahill feeling here now. Go with an iron in hand. The line is essentially at that cluster of spectators in the distance. great ball. Right down the middle of the fairway toward the right hand side. And so we will take a quick ad break and then we will join match number 2 in the AIG Men's Junior Cup All-Ireland Final, which will be between Kieran Coughlin and Enda Rowland. So a score update for everyone at home watching in the AIG Men's Junior Cup Finals between Athlone Golf Club and Abbey Leaks. In match number 3, Athlone Jamie Holland has won 7-6 over Abbey Leaks' Cian Purcell. In match number 4, Athlone Nathan Mullins is 5 up through 12 holes over Abbey Leaks' Owen Fennelly. The final match in terms of scoring, as far as we have it, through 9 holes, that match is still all square. This match upcoming to us, which is match number 2, Kieran Coughlin is 1 down to Abbey Leaks' Enda Rowland. That was through 11 holes, and that's actually all square through 12 holes now. I am seeing, sorry, a few flies flying around the place. And obviously in match number 1, Fergal Coyle is 3 up through 14 holes over Cathal Phelan of Abbey Leaks Golf Club. If we are to give a quick update on scoring in the AIG Women's Junior Cup All-Ireland final. It is still very, very close. In matches 3 and 4, their leads have been cut into quite a bit. But match number 1, Rockmount, Jan Lindsay has won 4-3 over Paris Court's Sarah McCooey. Match number 2, Paris Court's Margaret Worrell has won 7-6. That's a common winning score, it seems like today, over Andrea Watson. Match number 3, Abby Poole is 2 up through 15 holes against Paris Court's Linda Booth. And in match number 4, Alexandria Poole is 1 up through 15 holes against Paris Court's Annie O'Neill. In the final match in the AIG Women's Junior Cup, Paris Court's Maeve Cantwell is 1 up through 15 holes against Ciara Agnew, which means that Paris Court lead in 2 matches. Rockmount is projected to lead in 3 matches. And so as it stands right now, Rockmount will win this AIG Women's Junior Cup All-Ireland Final 3-2. Moving over to the men's side now, as we just await the final, or the second group, to come in and join us on the live coverage. We're going to just quickly check to see how far away play is. We'll be back to you in just a moment, but enjoy the beautiful green shot. So the first points on the board have been scored, as we said earlier on, by Athlone Jamie Holland with that 7-6 win over Cian Purcell of Abbey Leagues Golf Club. This match, as the 2 balls have just been played into the green there, as you can see, is Kieran Coughlin of Athlone against Enda Rowland of Abbey Leagues. Scoring, as far as we have it, is that match is all square through 12 holes. This is, of course, 14 green. We'll be with this group for the 14th green and the 15th hole, and then we shall wait until the next group comes up, because the 3rd match has concluded. The 4th match, Nathan Mullins is 5 up through 12 holes over Abbey Leagues' Owen Fennelly. So that match, unless Owen can eat into that lead in a pretty considerable way over the next 2 holes, which is very important, that match might be over before it even reaches us. So we will wait for the final match, or we will go to the final match, which will be between Brendan Dunn and James Deegan. First to play here will be Kieran Coughlin of Athlone. And I can see over my left-hand shoulder that match number 1 has now also concluded, which means that Fergal Coyle has scored Athlone 2nd point of the match. So this match between Kieran Coughlin and Enda Rowland is of huge importance. The writing, it appears, is on the wall, as Athlone have commanding leads in 3 of their 5 matches. But Enda Rowland here, with his birdie attempt, long range, we're talking 50 foot, 60 foot really. From the very front of the green, up the hill, and Kieran Coughlin has brought that perfectly pin high, just 3 foot to the right of the hole. So super putt there. I have had confirmation on the score in this match that it is indeed all square. That was a distracted putt there by Abilixis and Rowland. So instantly a lot more pressure on this putt. He needs to make this because Kieran Coughlin is in very good position to make his par. It's a good 2 putt there by Enda Rowland. So, question asked now of Kieran Coughlin. Who is this for his par? Should we slide left to right? It's a good 2 putt there as well by Kieran Coughlin. It's a confirmation that the first match has concluded. Fergal Coyle of Athlone has won 4-3 over Abilixis Cathal Phelan. In match number 3, Jamie Holland has won 7-6 over Cian Purcell. This match is going down the 15th hole. It is all square. Match number 4, Nathan Mullins is 5 up 212. Unless scoring has updated on that, that might very likely be another point for Athlone. The final match, scoring as far as we have it, through 9 holes. Brendan Dunn is all square against James Deegan of AIG. So we're going to follow this hole now down the 15th and bring it all the way up to the 15th green. Still really warm. It's lovely Irish summer's day in the middle of early September. We can call it the middle of September. How's your back holding up? Back's good. Thumbs up. Love it. That's a lovely strike there by Kieran Coughlin. Calls himself a good bad one there. But a lovely strike. I take that as a bad one any day.
Sweet.
A lovely shot there by Enda Rowland. Tall par for quarter, only 296 yards long from the back tees. It's not really worth taking the driver on whatsoever. So both players just taking long irons or hybrids out there and giving themselves good positions. The green is a very, very well protected green. Two massive trees joined together on the left hand side. Another big tree on the right hand side. So for where the pin is there, to the right hand side, there's only one way to attack this hole. And that's to get the ball up in the air as fast as possible and get it to come down as fast as possible. It's a fascinating defense of a green. And obviously there are two bunkers to the left hand side of the hole as well. Ball is going to be above Kieran Coughlin's feet, so everything's going to make the ball want to fall from right to left. So, as you were saying, ball is above Kieran Coughlin's feet. He has 130 yards. It's a good shot. So, as you were saying, a little bit heavy, but as you were saying, it's perfectly pin high. Ball fell from right to left because the ball was quite a good bit above his feet. An uncomfortable stance, but a very good, very, very good second shot. Pin high. Got a look for birdie, which is very nice. And a Rowland here now with 115 yards to the hole. Now, and obviously a left-handed golfer. Downwind, ball below his feet. Yeah, that was quite heavy. just makes it onto the front of the green. And so he'll be putting first. He'll have the long range birdie effort. It would appear that the writing is on the wall for Abbey Leaks Golf Club here, as the first match has gone the way of Athlone. This third match is all square, has to be said. Third match has gone the way of Athlone. The fourth match, Athlone are 5 up through 12. And then the fifth match, Brendan Dunn is 1 up through 12. So an update on scoring that I have. In match number 4, Nathan Mullins, his lead has been cut by 1, and he is he is 4 up through 14 holes over Abbey Leaks' Owen Fenley. So if that hole is halved, that is match all done. Ender Rowland here with the birdie attempt. A good putt. A good putt. Oh, to pin high, give himself 2 foot. So, and I just marking that. This is the only match in which Athlone does not lead. So, Kieran Coughlin will be looking to give Athlone the clean sweep. A 20-odd foot putt for birdie. Gonna fall from his left to right. It's a good stroke. So sits on the edge of the cup. It's a lovely putt. And that has obviously been conceded. And Ender Rowland here with the chance. With the chance to have the hole with pars. And tidy par there, as we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to you just after this. AIG Men's Junior Cup All Ireland Final. With this, if this putt is to go in, Nathan Mullins would have secured the 3rd point and the victory for his club. It's a good putt that just slides by. And he has conceded the putt. And the match is going to go down the 15th hole. An updated confirmation on score is that Nathan Mullins remains 4 up with 4 to play here. And so we're going back to 15T. The crowds, as we will see in a moment when we turn around, beginning to build. The tension now around the 15th hole beginning to build, as I'm sure both players were feeling the pressure for different reasons as well. On the tee first is Owen Fennelly for Abbey Leaks. Currently 4 down, 4 to play. And he's that just carried just over spectators. Nathan Mullins now, 5 iron in hand. And it's a good hit. A little draw around the corner there to the middle of the fairway. He's in great position now, as Nathan Mullins and Nathan Rye Golf Club currently set 4 up with this 4 holes, 3.5 holes left to play here now. A par here, or sorry, not a par, half in this hole with Owen Fennelly of Abbey Leaks would be enough to claim the AIG Men's Junior Cup All-Ireland Final, as this would be the 3rd point locked up on the scoreboard. But Owen Fennelly has been making a very good comeback. I mean, 4 down, 4 to play, kept it alive there after 13, and has continued on having that hole there on 14. And just keeping the hope alive, as Kieran Coughlin's match against Enda Rowland is all square through 15. Sun is starting to set. Still have a couple of hours of sunlight. Nothing to be worried about. If you're looking at heading out yourselves, you probably get a cheeky 9 holes in. But don't leave us here now. Keep watching this AIG live broadcast coverage. And if you've stayed with us for this long, I'm going to have to remind you all to please subscribe to the Bogeyman YouTube channel. This is live broadcast number 9 of 11 that we are doing in 2024. We're doing 8 live broadcasts with AIG across the men's, the women's close, the east of Ireland, and of course these AIG Cups and Shields finals. So please subscribe to the channel. It's a big help to everything we do here. So Owen Fennelly out on the rough on the right hand side. Very lucky, to be honest, that stayed out of the really long stuff. Owen Fenley here now. He's got 148 yards. He's got that tree to contend with, the flag. And the hole is directly behind the tree. That's a great shot. That's a lovely shot. Right over the middle of the tree. Down the heart of the flag. And it just bounced left, giving off about 8 foot or so for his birdie attempt. Now, Nathan Mullins of Athlone has to respond. Again, ball above his feet. It's going to make the ball swing from his right to left. If he can get this close, apply a bit of pressure on Owen Fenley, he should have this on up, but a very good question asked by Owen Fenley there. It's a very good strike by Nathan as well, although it's gone very, very, very long. So that's gone up far beyond the ground. A chance here now for Owen Fenley to eat into this lead a little bit more. An update in scoring for you as well. In the final match, Brendan Dunn has moved to 2 up through 13 holes over James Deegan of Abbey Leaks. So Athlone remain 4 up, or up in 4 of their matches. 2 of the matches are already concluded this match, and in the last match, Athlone maintained their lead. But Nathan Mullins, with a little bit of work to do here on 15, if he can manage to get up and down for par, and if Owen Fenley 2 putts, that is it. The job is simple. They both know what is required of them. It is now just a case of doing what is necessary. Nathan Mullins here with a very tricky chip shot. He's on a severe downslope. Everything running away from him. Too much loft here and generate too much spin, and the ball won't release out as much as he needs it to. But the risk of the ball running out too much or running down off this top tier is a very real possibility. He's got quite a lot of loft in his hand. Gonna try and get it up in the air quickly. Bounce it, pitch it around the corner of the screen, and just let it roll out. The crowds around here are all silent. The Abbey Leaks supporters hoping there's one more hole for Owen Fenley to battle on. The Athlone supporters hoping this ends here so they can begin the celebrations. It's a super touch there. rolls out a little bit, but he will have the look at par. So both Owen Fenley and Nathan Mullins with long putts to come. Owen Fenley here with the putt for birdie. He will have learnt a little bit from Nathan Mullins. You'll know that this putt will fall from his left to right. He's lined up. He's ready to go. And that was a scared putt, a tentative putt. And he has allowed Nathan Mullins the opportunity to make a par, half the hole, and finish the men's AIG Junior Cup All-Ireland final here on this 15th hole. Naturally, they're taking plenty of time over this putt. Nathan Mullins just checking his line. Again, he's well aware of the opportunity in front of him. It's a strong putt, but he just misses it to low and to the left. That putt has been conceded. And Owen Fenley now with the opportunity to win this hole and bring it back to 3 down with 3 holes to play. He does indeed. It's a good part, good 2 putt. We'll be back with the live coverage from the AIG Men's Junior Cup just after this break. And both players have now teed off on this 16th hole in the men's AIG Junior Cup All Ireland final. On Fenley, yet another very good tee shot. Nathan Mullins, his shot, just pushed out a little bit toward the trees. There were some fears that maybe that ball might have gone into some trouble, but it has been found. And so we continue on down the 16th hole. Scores as they have it is that Athlone are 3 up now with these 3 holes to play. Owen Fenley knows what he has to do. He knows that he needs to at least have this hole with Owen Fenley. Owen Fenley, the job is simple. Just keep this going as long as you can. If you can eke out a half point and just continue frustrating Athlone, he will do so. And there's a lovely low ball flight there by Owen Fenley. This 16th hole is a par 4 for the men, index 1, 407 meters. So probably playing about 450 odd yards. It's a long old hole with a super second shot there by Owen Fenley. The trolls continue for Nathan Mullins, who his ball is right at the base of this tree here. So things are just getting from bad to worse from his side. After having such a commanding lead through 12 holes, being 5 up, this golf ball is at the base of the trees. So you might be able to see it there. There's the ball nestled up against some tree roots. And that's going to be a very, very tough shot for Nathan Mullins. And that's about all that Nathan Mullins could really do from there. He progressed it on nicely. So still has the opportunity to get up and down for his par. So we just have confirmation there that the third point has been concluded on the last match. So Athlone have won it on the previous hole, but this match is to continue on playing. So this match will continue until its culmination here. It could end on this hole, or it could be on 17. But as far as the championship is aware, we're concerned. A super shot there by Nathan Mullins for his third. But as far as the championship is concerned, Athlone are the AIG Men's Junior Cup All-Ireland champions. This match will finish out as Nathan Mullins hits a fantastic third shot there into the green, give himself a look at par and the opportunity to finish out this championship. There we have it. That is the culmination of play. Go to them. That is the culmination of play there between Nathan Mullins and Owen Fennelly. Hugs all around as Athlone Golf Club have been crowned the AIG Men's Junior Cup champions. Fantastic victory. Handshakes all around. We will have a quick word shortly with Eamon, the captain of Athlone Golf Club, in just a few moments.
Yeah, 100%.
Eamon, congratulations.
Thank you.
The
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Junior Cup All Ireland champions. How does today feel?
Oh my God, what a long day. And yesterday was long too. Beautiful settings, surrounded by great people. Every team was very approachable, could talk, everyone, no bother whatsoever. Just a great achievement for Athlone. It's our first All Ireland Junior Cup. Means a lot.
I can imagine. I imagine you're going to go home and celebrate this one in a very big way.
I wish I could, but I have a cup semi-final tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we'll celebrate it a small bit, but it's all in the morning to be played.
And looking at the scoreboard, it looked like a very convincing win, but the matches were close all the way through.
Very tight. There wasn't much in it. There never is in match play. Over the years, we've all played it. There's never much. Today, against Dundalk, there was a feat that they've showed all year, and they have it. They've got the game. And lucky enough, today is our day, and we're very proud.
A couple of matches went up early in your favour, particularly the first match with Fergal. Great player, young, 16 years of age?
16, and it's all in. It's all ahead. I said it from there. That's your first one. There'll be many more to come. He knows what to do.
From your side, from the captain in this team, how tough is it? Obviously, you're not the one hitting the golf shots. You're there with them, though, feeling every shot.
It's unbelievably tough. Every day, I just wanted to go out and hit a ball with them. Every day, every game, every shot, I wanted to hit it. What can you do? You're chosen as captain, you have to stick with it. That's life.
Listen, congratulations to yourself and to your entire team. Fantastic victory and very, very well played.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you being around. And we'll see you in Clubhouse.
See you then. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
Now, we'll be back with the final scores on the Women's Junior Cup in just after this break. Congratulations to Athlone winning their very first All-Ireland, the Men's Junior Cup champions. A convincing win of 4-1 is the final score. Over in the women's competition, that has it went all the way down to 18 in a lot of the matches. Just a final score. Rockmount have won that 3-2 in a very, very tight battle over Powerscourt Golf Club. Final scores in match number 1, Jan Lindsay won that 4-3 over Powerscourt's Sarah McCooey. Match number 2, Powerscourt's Margaret Worrell, we saw, won that 7-6. Match number 3 went down the 19th hole, and Abby Poole won that 1-up over Linda Booth. That was a battle that was very, very interesting to watch. It went, like we said, down the 19th hole. Fourth match, Alexandria Poole for Rockmount won 2-up over Annie O'Neill. And in the final match, Maeve Cantwell won 1-up over Kira Agnew. Congratulations to Rockmount and congratulations to Athlone. Both of you and your clubs are Junior Cup champions. Congratulations again. Well done. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner in championships like these, but thank you very much for joining us. We asked you already, if you could, please subscribe to the Bogeyman's YouTube channel. It means a lot to us that we can bring live amateur golf coverage such as this to you. And the more of you that subscribe, the more of these kind of competitions that we can go out and cover. Thank you very much. We'll be back to you next week with more AIG Cups and Shields finals from Gort Golf Club over in Galway. Until then, we'll see you next week.